By the end of The Godfather, Michael Corleone has become cold-hearted enough to take his father's place as the head of the family, but if one storyline had turned out differently, that wouldn't have happened. The Godfather chronicles the dual stories of a seasoned mob boss reaching the end of his life and choosing a successor, and his only wayward son getting drawn into a life of crime. Michael was supposed to be the first Corleone to lead a legitimate life, but he ended up being the only suitable candidate to replace his dad. At the beginning of the movie, Michael is the good son, a noble war veteran with clean hands, but, by the end of it, Michael has become even more ruthless than Vito. Michael's journey to the dark side begins when he assassinates a police captain and ends when he has all his gangland rivals whacked while he's at his nephew's baptism. But Michael wouldn't have become cruel and uncaring enough to succeed Vito as the Don at the end of The Godfather if a key subplot had turned out differently. Michael wouldn't have become the Godfather if Apollonia had lived. Michael truly loved Apollonia in a way he doesn't really love Kay. After killing Captain McCluskey, Michael goes to Sicily to hide out until the heat dies down and he can return to America. There, he meets and falls for a local woman named Apollonia. Michael marries Apollonia, but sadly, in their early days of marital bliss, his new bride is killed in a car bomb meant for him. If this storyline had shaken out a little differently and Apollonia hadn't died, then Michael wouldn't have been able to succeed his father as the Don. Michael truly loved Apollonia in a way he doesn't really love Kay. Michael and Apollonia were happy together as newlyweds, and her untimely death was what pushed Michael toward becoming the cold-blooded monster he needed to become a successful mob boss. If Apollonia had lived, Michael wouldn't have been ruthless or determined enough to take over from Vito, because he was weakened by his love for her. When he's with Kay, he can make the business his top priority. The Godfather's Sicily scenes slow down the movie, but they're an important part of Michael's arc. It's a major turning point in Michael's journey. Michael in Sicily in The Godfather. The Godfather's Sicily scenes are arguably the most boring section of the movie, because they take you out of the action just as it was getting exciting. But it's a crucial juncture in Michael's character arc. He gets a better understanding of the role of a Don from his time with Don Tomasino. Michael previously thought the notion of one person ruling over an entire neighborhood was at odds with the freedom and optimism of the American dream. But after spending some time in Sicily, he sees that a Don can play a positive role in the community.